Good morning, everybody. We are live and we're talking about some good things. When you join me live, say hello. If you're watching on the replay, let me know that as well. Today, we are talking about shattering the shackles of imposter syndrome, a live transformation. So if you're new here, new to the group, welcome. My name is Lindsay. I am the host of this fantabulous group, Wealth Mindset Shifts for the Six-Figure CEO. And if you are returning to a live session and you have been with me for a while, welcome back. It's so nice to see you, feel your presence, and let's dive into this. Quick thing before we start. You get more out of things in life if you participate. So I highly encourage you, comment, add your insights, commentary, experiences as we go through this journey today. And yes, feel free to ask questions and I'm so happy to answer them for you. This is the time to get a little bit of free coaching. So I highly encourage that you jump in and take advantage of that. So let's have this great metaphor of how imposter syndrome might show up for you in your life. Okay, so think of it like this. You're a superhero soaring through the sky, saving the day with your incredible skills and talents, and despite all the accolades and evidence of your success, you still feel like that you're wearing a mask and you're just pretending to be a hero. So that's an interesting way to think of the definition of imposter syndrome. Now, I know what you're thinking and I know what you always say to yourself, but I am the real deal. Whether you have accreditations and accolades and awards or not, your desire to be a master of your niche is enough. And I know we're taught from a very young age, it's never enough. You are never enough. So I want you to just for a moment imagine in your mind that you have a wall of switches. It could be old school gauges, it could be just simple light switch, but just for our conversation today, I want you to go into your mind and turn off the switch of unworthiness. Just turn it on to worthy, just for today, and soak all this great information in. And then as you step forward, as you step away from this live, you'll be able to step more into that version of yourself. We are incredible creatures, and I think you can agree with me. We're incredible creatures in the sense that we can, I don't like to say this exactly, but you fake it till you make it. Confidence is everything and all the things. When you step into your confidence, you can accomplish feats of mental and physical and spiritual strength that you normally couldn't. So confidence is massive. Whatever you can do every day on the daily to improve your confidence, I highly encourage you to do. So with this whole idea of being a superhero that you are, because I know you are, but you still feel like you're wearing a mask, self-doubt and those inadequacy feelings, they don't seem to go away. So why does this happen? Why does our brain do this to us? Imagine it's as if your brain has a glitch where it disconnects what we perceive about ourselves, about the reality, the truth of our accomplishments. It's like we're playing a video game and the graphics are just like a little bit off and it makes everything look and feel distorted. So let me tell you that this glitch, this altered, this deceiving perception can have some serious consequences. It can make you avoid new challenges. It can avoid you from speaking up, diving into new ideas, new inspirations that you have, new insight, and it can even negatively affect your personal relationships. So it's like having a trusty sidekick that turns on us. And it makes us eventually question every move we make. Let me know if you feel like that. Let me know if that resonates with you at all. But today, I'm going to give you some really delicious ways to defeat this mental villain and really step into that hero version of yourself, that higher version of yourself. And so I want to share with you ways that you can put this villain into its place, and how you can rewrite this code in your mind and start to get your brain back on track. So you're in more of a state of action as opposed to a state of too many feelings, too many emotions, too many insecurities. So let's break down this barrier and really step into that beautiful version of yourself that you're always yearning for. Number one, replace the negative lenses with a magnifying glass. Focus on your strengths, focus on your accomplishments, and reframe negative thoughts with a growth mindset that magnifies your potential. Now, there are many great ways to do this. And one of the ways that I love to do this, because it's a very active approach in shifting this mindset, because I know it's really hard. I know when you're feeling down in the dumps and negative Nancy and all those fun things, it's really hard to pick yourself up, gain the motivation, gain the strength to get out of it, because those negative thoughts are like a slippery slope. It's like going up the down staircase. No matter what you do, how hard you try, it feels like it's really hard to get out of. So one thing to do is you have to change your state. You have to change what you focus on, and you have to change your physiology, and you can change your state in a very short period of time. So let's say you're doing magnificent things in your business, you're working hard in your business, let's say in the morning, and you get an email that comes in that just shakes everything and makes you feel insecure, makes you feel less than, and then your imposter syndrome starts to grow and expand and take over your field of view, your vision. This was I originally heard from David Goggins, and so he's like this wild, crazy gentleman who does all these insane races, and he really believes for himself, to master the self, you have to put your mind in its place. And doing that for him is a lot of physical feats. So he has this idea, this beautiful idea of this cookie jar. So very simple, you can get a bowl, get a piece of paper, and you're going to write on these little tiny pieces of paper, you're going to cut out, you're going to rip apart, things that you've accomplished in your life. So it's like a little cookie. Things that you've accomplished in your life, successes that you've experienced, even from a young age. Even the silliest thing, like the first award that you ever got, or you got 100% on your first spelling test. Anything that is positive that you've already experienced in your life. Because what we're trying to do is we're trying to show ourselves proof that we are worthy, that we are greater than what this villain of the imposter syndrome is trying to show us, tell us, make us feel. So fill this cookie jar full of all these amazing things that you've done and accomplished in your life. And even doing this exercise is going to change your state. So let's say you get this email in the morning and it throws you off, makes you feel insecure. You go into your cookie jar, you pull out a cookie, you pull out a piece of paper that has one of your amazing accolades and successes on it, and you read it. It's going to start to change your state. Like I said, changing your state, you have to change your focus. You have to change your physiology. So you get up from your desk, you get away from that email, go to the cookie jar, changing your physiology. You pick up one of these wonderful accolades and you read it, you're changing your focus. Because you actually had to take the physical action of getting up and moving. That actually helps our brain a lot. The more you can understand the ways to positively manipulate and encourage yourself to step into strength, to step into confidence, and you focus on those things consistently and take action on those things, it's going to become a habit. Because, correct me if I'm wrong, you may feel that when those negative emotions, like I said, start to initiate in your brain, it changes your physiology. You close off, you start crossing your arms, hunching over, and you really start to shut down. So as soon as you start to get that feeling within your body, go to the cookie jar. All you have to do is remember to change your focus, what you're focusing on, change your physiology. It might be as simple as getting up, doing some jumping jacks, listening to some good music, change your focus, change your physiology, and in building your self-worth and minimizing the voice of that villain and imposter syndrome in your mind, stepping into that cookie jar, reaching into that cookie jar and pulling out some good, wonderful things. I encourage you to play more in your life, to take a more childlike, creative approach in how you do things. Because do you remember when you were a kid, days felt so long, right? Days felt so long, and there was so much that you did in a day because it was the first time that you're experiencing a lot of things. And we lose that because as we get older, we have a lot of experiences, a lot of challenging experiences, a lot of heartbreaking experiences that we face. And we start to put on all these overcoats of protection. We put on all these overcoats of avoidance because it's like when a negative situation comes up, maybe you have to confront somebody, maybe you have to talk to one of your employees, and you hate having those intense conversations about revealing things that aren't working so well, and you just, confrontation shuts you down. That's totally understandable. So utilizing and stepping into all these active approaches into shifting the way that you look at things, so the way that you look at things starts to change. Right? Shifting your beliefs starts to change. So replacing that negative lens with a magnifying glass. The way that you work through things is you focus on them. You walk through the door. You can't walk around the door. There's a wall there. And the more and more that you do this, the more and more that imposter syndrome, that villain in your head starts to minimize their voice, or at least you are turning the volume down. I have to tell you that it'll never go away. Your villain, your ego, your imposter syndrome, especially as a high performer, especially as an individual who has that OCD, AD perfectionism within, it's never going to go away. So if anything that you take from our conversation today is, how can I be friends? How can I be at peace with this negative talk in my head, this imposter syndrome that consumes me? How can I be at peace with them? You have to sit down. You have to look them in the face and talk to them, have a conversation with them. Because the negative things that happen in your life are actually opportunities for you to see where you need to shift and alter and grow and expand. So, next thing, forge your own path. Embrace your unique talents, skills, values, and forge a path that aligns with your authentic self. Now, this is an active exercise that you get to do every day, all day long. Whether it is where you sit down and you just journal some things out. I am really good at this, that, and the other thing. I appreciate myself for working hard, focusing on the strengths and forging your own path, planning. It's importante. We need to get it out of our beautiful and limitless mind and on paper. We need to see it in front of ourselves. Taking it out of your brain, because our brains are omnipresent, because you could literally close your eyes right now and go 10,000 places all at once. So it's important that when we are on a path of magnificence, like you are, like you have chosen even before you stepped into this life, it's important to take it out of your brain, put it somewhere where you can see it all the time. Even maybe create a path, a roadmap of the things that you need to do. And it might alter and shift along the way, but when you have it in front of you and you look at it outside of yourself, instead of keeping it in the brain where the brain's going to shoot it down, that villain self, that impostor is going to try and shoot things down because it's trying to protect you. It's trying to protect you from experiences that are similar to new actions that you're trying to take, that in the past, those actions, those experiences that you took, you got shot down or you had a bad result. It's totally understandable that as you move forward, try and do new things, try and grow, try and change, that old experiences, results of those old experiences are going to come in and going to be like, hey, do you remember when you were 10 and you did this thing and it was awful and it was horrible? That is what's happening now. So you want to stay really far away from it. Your imposter syndrome is actually trying to help you. It's trying to protect you. A little too much protection. Let's calm down, imposter syndrome. Take a seat. I appreciate you bringing this up because clearly if it's being brought up to you, it is an opportunity to focus on that a little bit more and magnify it a little bit more because there's something within that you need to alter, that you need to shift, that is going to help you grow massively. Next thingy bingy, leap into action. So what I've had to learn over time is little tiny things, taking little tiny baby steps. The baby steps are the bestest steps. Like in What About Bob? You know, the book that Richard Dreyfuss's character wrote, Baby Steps. We got to do that because it's very important that you even just do the littlest thing. So when you're saying you shouldn't choose violence, punch it, yes, why not? Whatever method helps you to move forward and helps you to feel strong and feel powerful, confident, do it. Do it. Whatever serves you at the highest level that works for you, choose violence. Yeah, punch it in the face. Punch that imposter syndrome in the face. You don't have to be friends with it. That's my approach. I tried to choose violence. And I found that at the place that I was, imposter syndrome had me by the throat and would just push me down. So I had to find a different approach. For me, I had to find peace with it. And whenever it tries to choke me, I say, hey, what's going on here? What's happening? What am I missing? What have I stepped into that I maybe am blind to in this moment that I need to be aware of? Leaping into action, so overcoming your fears, taking actions towards your goals with determination and resilience. It feels good when you overcome something that was plaguing you, that was challenging you, that was choking you, that was pushing you down. It feels really good. So baby steps. What are those baby steps that you can take? And only you know these things because you are the universe. You are the wisest creature that ever lived. The only thing that's blocking you from that wisdom is you. Maybe an old version of yourself that likes to come in and likes to mess up your room, mess up your house and your brain, throw laundry everywhere, dirty laundry, dirty socks everywhere. It's normal. It's inevitable. Next thing, grow with positivity. Oh, Lindsay, too much positivity. It's so hard. I get it. So you're going to trick yourself. You're going to surround yourself with as much positivity and supportive influences as possible. Individuals, things that do not add to your life and they take away, start to eliminate those things. Start to turn away from those things, walk away from those things, close those things down. Anything that's taking your energy is taking a lot more energy and attention away than you think. Because we are very powerful individuals. We can do everything and all the things, but we need to be able to do everything and all the things in areas that feed us, that fill our cups instead of take away. So what are some things that you could bring into your awareness, bring into your spectrum? How can you surround yourself with more positivity? Everything in your life has energy, even the things that you surround yourself with. So surround yourself with inanimate objects that are positive, that are uplifting. Share anything that makes you feel good in terms of surrounding yourself with positive and supportive influences. If there's something in your room or in your space where you're like, I need to move this, I need to alter this, I've been feeling this for a long time, let me know in the comments and I'll give you some advice to do that. So next thing, for turning the volume down on the imposter syndrome, celebrate your progress. And that's also a part of the cookie jar. So if you're joining me a little bit late in our session today, I talked about the cookie jar, filling a jar full of all of the positive things that you've experienced in your life. So that when you're feeling poopy and blurg, that you can go into this cookie jar, read it, and start to change your state. Celebrating your progresses, cookie jar. Any little thing. Waking up before your alarm clock in the morning. Yes, waking up just like 2 minutes before your alarm goes off, celebrate it. Your world is going to change. Your worldview and perception of everything and all the things is going to change. And you're going to, because you're vibrating at a higher vibration, you're going to be in alignment with the things that you want to come into your life. So you're going to actually see a clearer path of how to get there. Positive thinking affirmations, not hokey pokey, hocus pocus, they do work. So keep surrounding yourself with those good things. Being confident, establishing that confident mindset is so unbelievably powerful. And appreciate the journey as much as the destination. And I know you hear this all the time. I know you hear trust the process all the time. I would love for you to sit down and really understand what that means for you. Because we're always saying, when I hit that milestone in my business and when I'm making 6 figures in my business, then I'll be happy. When I do this, that, and the other thing, then I'm going to hire some help. When I lose 10 pounds and feel like I have more energy, then I'll have more energy to do more things. This is the only moment that exists for you. So how can you connect faster to those things without thinking, oh, in the future, when I get there eventually, then I'll be happy? It's really hard because happiness is not neutral, is not the base level in which we exist. Happiness is a choice. Sadness and being frustrated and overwhelmed, that's a choice too. But when you connect to sadness and negativity and being down and blurg all the time, becomes the dominant energy in your brain, right? Because what you focus on grows. So working on finding those little tiny things, little opportunities to be grateful, silly things that make you feel childlike, that elicit creativity, that elicit giggles. Oh my gosh. Then you're going to vibrate at that higher level, and then the path to get to where you're going is going to happen much faster. Happiness is a skill. It's not the neutral level that we're existing at. We have to choose happiness. We have to choose positivity, and surrounding yourself with all that helps buttloads. What would be beneficial for me to add here that would change the space? Sit in the space, talk to the space like it's a person, because it is. Your home has a spirit. Your home has a soul. So if there's a part of your home where you're like, how do you think your home feels? Your home is like, oh, she doesn't like this part of me. So go have a conversation with your office and see. Totally. Let's reframe what your mind demon is saying. So your mind demon is saying that if I'm not the best, I'm not good enough. Your mind demon is actually telling you that you are the best and that you are good enough. And it wants you to be able to see that too. Yes? That's what I'm picking up on. Let me know if that's not in alignment for you. State an insight that you've experienced with our conversation today, because when you state it, there's more likely opportunity that you're going to take action on it. It's really powerful, the things that we say, put out into the universe. It's very powerful. Maybe before you go at night, here's a fun exercise. Might elicit some tears. I feel this a little bit. Have some snuggle time with your inner child at night. Before you go to bed, because I know you're aware of this. I don't know you, but I feel like you're aware of this. That when the 10 minutes before you go to bed, your brain goes into a theta state, and that is the programming state. So the things that you think about 10 minutes before you go to bed are programming your subconscious. So if you feel this is really important, you're talking about your inner child, all they want is love and attention, just like all of us, right? So have some snuggle time before you fall asleep at night. I don't know where you need to have snuggle time, and just talk. Ask her questions. Really connect to her like she's, I'm getting emotional. Like she's your child. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Maybe that's one for me. I don't know if that one's for you. BTB, because it's the easiest and most powerful, is absolutely fantastic. Whatever comes up to your mind is the right way, is the most powerful way to connect. Trust yourself. And the more and more you do things where you just trust these messages that are coming to you, the stronger it's going to get. The stronger these messages are going to come. So if you guys, do you have any questions, anything about imposter syndrome that you have that you'd like to get rid of? Let me know, because I would love to help you with that. Opportunity to trust yourself and that you get everything that you need exactly when you need it. You got the message you needed today. And I love that for you. That's awesome. Thank you so much, because you sharing what's frustrating and plaguing you helps so many people. Helps yourself, of course, which is the most important, because when you help yourself, you can help others at a high level. Alrighty, my lovelies, I hope you've had a wonderful time with me here today, because I sure have with you. And I will see you next week, same bat channel, but on Wednesdays. So much love to you all, and I will talk to you next Wednesday. Bye.